Thornbridge Manor, the Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Okay. Was ist denn das hier für eine grausame Gegend? Da soll ich hin. Okay. Das ist ein dickes Haus. So, die hatten Privatdetektiv engagiert.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
Ja, klar,
A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to Madame Carlyle.
Gehen wir direkt hier rüber. Okay. Muss den irgendwie abfangen. Okay, lass mich mal hoch hier.
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Please do.
If you'd follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this, and I dare say I don't like it at all.
Ich glaube, ich hätte den vorher abfangen müssen, wa? Aber wo? Vielleicht als er da lang gegangen ist, hier in die Gebüsch. Zern. Folgen Sie dem Privatdetektiv. Witzig, wie soll ich denn das anstellen? Ich brauche eine Verkleidung. Ich glaube, die von dem Gärtner wird nicht reichen, wa?
Oh, by the way, I told Kate about this text.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me. Said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible woman. And that stuff from your ex was like manipulation 101.
I know. I guess I thought she was gonna read into them and freak out. Say I must have done something to provoke her.
Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
Ich gib's einfach mal einen Try. Easy. Okay. Ich sollte jetzt langsam, glaube ich, mal speichern. Zack. Das hat viel besser geklappt als gedacht. Okay, da ist er ja schon.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madam Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
How are you?
Jo, alle schick. Okay. Muss möglichst nah an die rankommen. Und möglichst, wenn sie
I feel
keiner
obliged
sieht.
to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with
All right there.
if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
Alles klar, danke.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
Okay. Pass auf. Ich sehe hier schon ein Buch, also ein Geheimgang wahrscheinlich. Okay.
Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Wäre eine Idee, ne?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
Okay, ich habe den Whisky gescannt. Oh, ich kann sogar zoomen. Wie denn? Ach, da ausrichten. XY. Oh. Feldtiefe, was heißt das denn? Ah, okay. Und wenn ich dann... Okay. Filter. Mora. Schwelle. Abenddämmerung. Okay, hier ist ein Küchenmesser. Ja, kann ich ja mal mitnehmen. Schadet ja nicht. Ein Computer. Sehr wichtig.
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
Aha, da ist der Abschiedsbrief.
Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
Okay. So. Wie gesagt, wir haben hier noch das Buch. Ansonsten... Hier drinne ist sonst weiter erstmal nichts, außer das Buch halt noch. Was ist das hier? Schloss aufbrechen. Brechstange fehlt. Der Dude steht hier. Hier gibt es sonst nichts weiter. Okay. Na gut. Gucken wir uns mal das Buch an, wa? Wer hätte damit nur gerechnet?
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside.
Oh. Okay. Lageplan des Herrenhauses, nehme ich gerne.
A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
So, geht von alleine wieder zu, alles klar. Und rauskommen würde man dann hier irgendwo. Geheimnisvoller Schalter, fehlendes Objekt. Okay. Da braucht man wahrscheinlich irgendwie so einen Gehstock für, oder? Oder so was Ähnliches halt. Okay, und da oben ist die andere. So, wir müssen erstmal wieder nach unten. Wo ging denn nochmal nach unten?
I should let you get back to it.
Right, yeah, sorry.
Aha. Okay. So, er hat also irgendwelche Informationes. Oh, mein rechter Arm schläft gerade ein. Nach mehr Informationen.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Okay, öffnen Sie das Informationsbuch.
This is very useful information, 47.
Okay, so, Verdächtige. Ach du Scheiße. Nee, bevor ich das mache, mache ich jetzt eine kurze Pause. So, da bin ich wieder. Wollen wir uns doch mal alle durchlesen hier. So, Zachary Carlyle, das ist ja der Tote. Das war Alexas jüngerer Bruder und ebenfalls Bewohner von Thornbridge Manor. Tot im Bett aufgefunden, trotz Abschiedsbriefes, bla bla bla, dass er ermordet wurde, okay. So, Gregory Carlyle, das älteste Kind von Alexa, ist des Mordes an Zachary verdächtigt. Okay, hier sehen wir wirklich nur die Typen befragt. Okay, so, das Zimmer von Zachary haben wir bereits untersucht, genau. Zacharys Leiche, genau, das Whiskyglas, der Abschiedsbrief, der Laptop, Geheimkammer und der Lageplan, der mehrere Geheimkammern und Gänge zeigt und den einer mit Zachary Carlyles Schlafzimmern verbunden ist. Ja, ist klar. So, Emmas und Gregorys Zimmer. Warte mal ganz kurz. Älteste Kind. Ehefrau von Gregory. Okay, ich wollte schon sagen, sind das Geschwister und die schlafen noch in einem Zimmer. Das Zimmer liegt auf der mittleren Etage des Herrenhauses in Richtung des Friedhofs. Richtung des Parkplatzes. Oh Gott, oh Gott. Ich würde dann erstmal hier anfangen. Emmas und Gregorys Zimmer. So, mittlere Etage, Richtung des Friedhofs.
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
I think Patrick is giving you a
Ich mach das schon. So, lass mich mal ganz kurz irgendwo auf die Karte gucken hier. So, hier hinten ist... Ist hier der Friedhof? Ich weiß das nicht. In Richtung des Friedhofs. Witzig. Von hier sind wir ja gekommen, ne? Hier könnte der Friedhof sein. Mittlere Etage, so oder so muss ich erstmal hoch. Ich fange erst mit den Zimmern an. Menschen lügen eh. So, ist das hier schon die mittlere Etage? Wie viele Etagen gibt es denn? Lass mal kurz sehen. Ist das die oberste? Oder ist das einfach nur Dachgeschoss irgendwie was? Hier waren wir ja, ne? Kann das sein? Oder waren wir hier? Hier waren wir. Okay. Alter, ich muss mich hier so oft hin und her gucken. Ist das der Friedhof? Ich würde mal sagen, ne? Also hier hinten ist halt noch ein Zimmer.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Aha. Sehr schön. Dann machen wir auf. Also...
I bet he's stringing all the girls along like that anyway.
Also muss ich erst die anderen befragen, um die Dings zu kriegen, oder was, die Schlüssel? So, da war das Zimmer von dem.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
Okay. Und ich habe den Schlüssel zu keinem davon. Demzufolge werde ich mal doch erst mit den Leuten sprechen. Die sollen ja unten irgendwo sein. So, aber wo? Hier drinne? Okay, du bist Gregory.
Gregory Carlyle. Can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Nee, aber ich will kurz was gucken. Wer ist denn Edward nun wieder? Edward. Da, Edward Carlyle. Das mittlere Kind. Okay. Warum hat der denn kein Zimmer? Nach Zachary fragen.
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle. But who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Is that all?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Okay, mit dem bin ich also soweit fertig. Dann werde ich mal dich fragen.
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
No.
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Okay. So, den Rest befrage ich nachher gleich. Ich muss jetzt nämlich erstmal ein paar Folgen schneiden, weil die eine Folge geht heute noch online. Na? So. Demzufolge sehen wir uns in der nächsten Aufnahme wieder. Für mich sind 5 Minuten, für euch sind morgen. Ich bedanke mich trotzdem erstmal recht herzlich fürs Zuschauen. Ich sehe gerade, wir können hier noch so 1, 2 Sachen fotografieren. Und dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal. So, 47. Verabschiede dich. Tschüss. Ciao. 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 Ciao.